Hey everyone, today I have a new style video for you. Instead of just posting the clip from this Trifecta in Earthen Root Enclave and calling it a day, I decided to start a new mini-series of these Trifectas where I explain what is happening, what mechanics to worry about, and what I'm doing to keep myself alive and get through the content. I'll speed up through the ads and the filler, and mainly focus solely on the boss fights. So let's get right into it. Earthen Root Enclave is a 4-person dungeon from the Lost Depths DLC. Completing the dungeon on Vet Hardmode will award the title Earthen Root Avenger, and completing the Trifecta, the speedrun, no death, and hard mode all in the same run will award the title Invader's Bane. To complete the hard mode for this dungeon, the banner will have to be lit on all 3 main bosses. And I want to put the disclaimer out there that the way that we do this dungeon and the way that I explain things is not the only way to do things. There are multiple ways to complete this content. I just wanted to put out a little guide in the way that I've done it. The first boss is the Stone of Corruption. Now this boss will only do a few mechanics, but don't let its simplicity fool you. This boss can be challenging for beginners. As tank, the boss's heavy will put you in a heal check. However, if you roll the heavy, the boss will enrage, which will increase the damage it does. I choose to roll the heavy so the healer can focus on keeping the DPS alive. The boss is about to do its big slam mechanic where you have to hide behind a pillar. Now this mechanic is a white mechanic, and you must hide. And do not forget, there is 2 of them.
2, count 'em, 2!
After the slam mechanic, the DPS and the healer will go around the room killing the Atros. As tank, your job will be to hold the boss, keep yourself alive, grab aggro of all the Atros, and try to get the interrupts to keep your friends from getting turned to stone. As you can tell, this is a very mobile fight. And this boss does 2 mechanics that you need to have distance from your group as to not kill them. On the screen you'll see Earthquake Stomp and Shockwave Bash. For console players, your visual cue for Earthquake is whenever he slams his right foot. For Earthquake, you can simply kite out of the AoEs to stay alive. For Shockwave Bash, the visual cue is whenever he slams his fist on the ground. I personally recommend roll dodging whenever this mechanic happens, because this one hurts much more than Earthquake. Once the DPS have finished killing all the Atros around the edge of the arena, they can then go back to damaging the boss and push to the next slam mechanic. At this point, you've seen all the mechanics that this boss has to offer, and you're doing great. You'll continue to rinse and repeat until you hit execute. After the slam at 30%, the boss will go into execute. What's going to happen is the boss is going to start a storm mechanic that will have ramping damage, meaning the damage increases the longer the fight goes on. For this fight, the DPS are going to forget about the Atros around the edge of the arena and just focus on burning the boss. The second boss is the Corruption of Root. This is actually an easier boss fight, as long as everyone knows their job and what the boss does. First off, the boss will spawn a fawn. This ad needs to be burned down before it can jump to a tree. If it gets inside of a tree, it'll throw damage to everyone, so my recommendation is whenever it comes out and starts its channel, do not bash it and focus it down. Next, the boss will split into shades. Just make sure to take out each shade and watch out for the green orb it'll throw at you whenever it goes down. When the boss comes back, it'll spawn ads and another fawn. Make sure to get that fawn down, and watch for the AoEs to drop whenever you kill ads. Alright, and here we are at the final boss. This boss can be pretty challenging, but remember that it always gets easier with solid reps. Getting in here and learning the fight is honestly the best way to get better at it. Now this boss has two forms, human and bear. While in the human form, this boss will spawn pillars that will explode. The best way to keep the group safe as tank is to hold the boss somewhere that the group won't get killed from the explosion of the pillars. When they explode, they send out rubble, which will do a good bit of damage, so make sure your group roll dodges the explosion. The boss will also throw out a lightning pillar, or a conduit, which will be crucial for the group to get down. Now this is where it gets pretty dangerous for the group because the boss will also spawn dogs that will target players. When the dogs rush a player, it explodes on impact, so make sure to spread out enough to not kill your group members. When the boss changes into bear form, there will be new mechanics to be mindful of. The boss will now have a horrible lightning breath and a charge mechanic. The lightning breath will be very dangerous, and I suggest making sure your damage mitigation is high and your healer is ready to keep you safe.
Hey, Birdie. It's okay, Birdie. I'm gonna take care of you, Birdie.
After the lightning breath, the boss will charge the farthest player. Use this mechanic to take out as many of the ground pillars as you can to create more safe areas for your group. The boss will change back into human form and you'll rinse and repeat until the final bear form. There's a very important strategy I want to let you in on for the final bear form. When he changes to a bear, he will instantly throw a lightning pillar. Your instincts are going to tell you to immediately go to it. However, the bear will do a new mechanic, which I call Zip Zap. I don't know if that's the true name of the mechanic or not, but the group needs to stay together so the healer can heal everyone and make sure you and the DPS block through this very deadly mechanic before moving to the new lightning pillar. And now you've seen everything. No new mechanics from here. Burn this boss down and collect your reward. Well, that's it, folks. That's the trifecta of Earthen Root Enclave. Hopefully this video can help you and your group, even if you're just going for the hard mode. And remember, reps are always important. There's a good chance the first time you come in here on vet hard mode, you might wipe several times, and that's okay. Keep your chin up and keep working on it, and you'll be banging out the trifecta in no time. If you're interested in my Arcanist tank build that I use for this run, I'll leave a link in the description, and consider subscribing to the channel and checking me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/DrewYouOut. Thank you for watching.